we are pleased with the ruling.
Sentencing judge must give full credit for the time already spent.
Yeah. Go on, mute ya, go on. Ease yourself, just keep it calm, mute ya, star. Only per pressure, I'm a corner. What time it hard to carry on? You no need no girl for turn to, no man for talk to. Feelings hurt, on the journey so far.
Wagwan Success family, this is O. Hope you all doing alright. If you're new to the channel, welcome and make sure to subscribe to get all our videos. If you don't subscribe, your girlfriend gonna beat you to it. Success family, this video is jam-packed, so grab your popcorn. If you've been following the channel closely, you will know that most of what I've mentioned as potential or likely has indeed come to pass. Paula Llewellyn has refused to leave the office of the DPP after Attorney General Derek McCoy rejected claims made by Golding PNP government that Paula Llewellyn automatically lost her position following court ruling from the Constitutional Court. Derek McCoy said that the court's orders were misinterpreted by the claimants. The claimants would be Philip Powell and King's Counsel Mr. Hilton, because they're the ones who brought Paula Llewellyn extension to the Constitutional Court. So basically, Derek is saying there was no specific directive issued by the Constitutional Court to remove Paula Llewellyn from her role as Director of Public Prosecution. So according to Derek, Paula Llewellyn has not left the office of the DPP based on court rulings. I know many people were celebrating, but it looks like that campaign has to stop until the court give a clear order that says Paula Llewellyn must be removed immediately by our decision. JLP and Paula Llewellyn is what most Jamaican people would call a stubborn child. Pick me a stubborn, I say, man, are you stubborn, so? Pack up your things and come out of my yard. Paula Llewellyn, nah, let go.
She tell me she nah let go.
Anyways, this is what Minister of Justice Delroy Chuck had to say about the ruling.
The government of Jamaica takes note of the decision of the Constitutional Court in the case of Philip Powell and the Attorney General of Jamaica that the act extending the retirement age of the DPP from age 60 to 65 is constitutional. The government, however, takes note that the application of the Director of Public Prosecutions to extend her tenure provided under the Act to age 65 has been ruled unlawful. The government of Jamaica does not agree with this part of the ruling of the Constitutional Court and will instruct its attorneys to ask for a stay of execution and immediately appeal the ruling.
So DPP Paula Llewellyn and Holness JLP government will appeal the decision made by the court, and they will submit their case to the Court of Appeal. Now let me just explain what will happen. So since DPP Paula Llewellyn and Holness JLP is dissatisfied with the decision made by the court, the matter will be put before the Court of Appeal, where the Court of Appeal will review the case involving Paula Llewellyn extension. The Court of Appeal can do three things. They can uphold the Supreme Court decision invalidating Paula Llewellyn tenure as unconstitutional, as the Constitutional Court said, or they can say we believe the Supreme Court made a mistake and we will overturn the decision made by the Supreme Court and put Paula Llewellyn back in office. And the next decision that the Court of Appeal can make is basically just making a few changes to the Constitutional Court decision on Paula Llewellyn case. I'm not sure what that little modifying will actually be. Now, what if the PNP government is not happy with either of those decisions made by the Court of Appeal? Remember, the Privy Council is Jamaica's highest court, so Golding PNP government could then ask the Court of Appeal permission to appeal to the judicial community of the Privy Council in the UK to give a different perspective on the case, just like what VybzKartel did. Holness JLP government gave DPP Paula Llewellyn basket to carry water because they bypass Golding PNP government and make this decision. Paula Llewellyn extension was destined to fail before it started, because you have to respect the opinion of the opposition, because they will make things better for you or they will make things worse for you, and that is what Philip Powell did. Now Philip Powell said this.
Mr. Powell, what's your reaction?
Well, I'll start in pretty much the same way. We have always said that this was not about Ms. Llewellyn, and it's more to do with our fundamental belief and respect for the Constitution. There's also an important statement on governance. A lot of these things can be avoided, if there is respect for the opposition in power. And this matter could have been dealt with by a conversation with the Prime Minister and the leader of the opposition, and which is what the Constitution requires. And if that were done and respect is given, then we wouldn't have this unfortunate situation now where a public servant is being embarrassed. So I regret that aspect of it for sure. But I believe that the judgment was a good one.
Yes, you mentioned that if there was a conversation, there would be no embarrassment. But I'm not sure if this question is for you or for the opposition leader. Would the opposition be minded then to agree on a further extension?
The way a country is run is by people recognizing the role and position of each other, the roles and positions. And sometimes these matters are settled by the leaders in a room. It used to be the Vale Royal confab, and that is how a mature democracy operates. We shouldn't have to be in Parliament one day summoned to pass a law without the requisite respect and consultation being done. And I think this is fundamentally a commentary on that.
Mr. Powell, given this ruling, can we expect to see the opposition challenge, bringing more matters like this in matters where they feel like the government did not, break some protocol or did not consult with them in a way that the Constitution dictates?
We are quite clear. Our role is to protect the integrity, the sovereignty of the Constitution. And anywhere we see violations, we are going to pursue.
Thank you.
Philip Powell is basically saying if Holness JLP government had consulted the opposition with their intention on the matter, then this would have all been avoided because they would listen to reason. Just a simple roundtable talk would have prevented Golding PNP government from embarrassing Paula Llewellyn this way in the public. Now, Bert Samuels, one of the lawyers representing Sean Storm in the high-profile VybzKartel case, Bert Samuels said the JLP government embarrassed themselves. So basically, both men think DPP Paula Llewellyn and the JLP government is on the wrong side of things because they are both being embarrassed by the PNP government any way you take it.
This person is asking if the Prime Minister made a request, will you agree on an extension of the DPP's tenure?
No, I would not. The Prime Minister has no authority or power to make such a request, and it would be an unlawful act to do so. And certainly on my part, it would be a violation of the Constitution to be a party to any such thing. It is totally unnecessary. There are persons within the office of the DPP who are experienced and competent and diligent. And one of them, and it's not for me to say who that should be, one of those persons should be appointed immediately to act as DPP, and the procedure to appoint a new DPP must also be initiated forthwith. That is what the Constitution requires at this time. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, members of the media. Thank you for your time. All the best. Have a good weekend.
Alright, so those were the video in full length. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Also, I think I will drop a video tomorrow on the whole situation surrounding the termite death. Them kill termite in Spanish Town. So I will definitely drop a video about that. So just look out for that video. You see me? Thanks for the likes, thanks for the subscribe, thanks for the views, thanks for the comments.